Walking Dead cast and Galen Hurd, super duper producer extraordinaire. Take one.
So big news at the panel, Andrew leaving. My first question for you is, in a situation like that, do you beg him to stay? Or did you know his mind was sort of made up?
You know, the truth is people make such great sacrifices for the show. And he's given up almost 10 years of his life to be our fearless leader and given up time with his family and watching his kids grow. So what do you say to that? You know, so he's got to exchange, you know, his priority of his family for the Walking Dead family, and we can only wish him well.
So people are like, you're going to be the star of the show now, you know, and not that, I mean, it's more of an ensemble, but Andrew in many ways was like the face of the show, and now you're going to be the star. What do you say to that?
I keep tweeting that that's going to happen. For
the last 9 years, he's been tweeting
I've been tweeting this for finally someone read my Twitter.
Twitter existed.
Oh yeah. No, I mean that's not happening, and that's an internet story that's not true that somebody made up and it ran with it. Sometimes people can put something on social media and it turns into media outlet stories, which blows me away. But that's not a true story. Rick is the quarterback of this football team. He's always been, he always will, but the story will evolve in ways where, you know, characters will rise and fall with what they have to do and how that works. And it's a very female-driven season, which is great. And we've had a couple of seasons of some chest bumping going on, and girls don't chest bump. This is a different vibe. This is, it has the sensitivity and the grace, but the ferocity, the ferociousness of a brand new show. No one's going to take over Rick's place. That's not happening. It's, you know, there are certain people that have been there for a while that will keep doing their roles, and some of those are leadership type roles. Like, you know, Michonne is a person you would go to. Carol is a person you would go to. Daryl perhaps would be a person that you go to, but.
Ezekiel.
Or Ezekiel. There's lots of us.
Negan.
You know, not Negan.
Yeah.
Anybody but Negan really. But no one will be replaced. That's not how the show rolls, really. You know.
It's an ensemble show.
It's
just time for everybody to kick it up a gear. And I think
which is happening.
Yep.
Yeah, it's this season's. Eddie even said he said this season is our best season, like since season 1, in his opinion. So it you know. And we've done work on the show, just, you know, the first half so far, that like there's a Negan that I've seen in this season that will make you fall in love with him. He was amazing, and finally he decided to act on the show and, you know, and do something, and it happened this year. So there's a whole new year right now.
Well, Angela Kang, the new showrunner, mentioned that we're going to see a new side to you, and it made me wonder if Negan really is capable of being redeemed. Do you think he is?
I think to a certain degree, certainly. Look, I think that Negan probably did some things that are unforgivable in a lot of people's eyes. I think in the world that we live in this apocalyptic Walking Dead world, I think you can come back from it. I don't know how, I don't know if. But I think first Negan has to survive what he's going through right now, and I don't know the what or if of that either. But I know that he's having there's a different side to him certainly this year that we're going to see, and I'm getting to work with some people that I haven't worked with yet on the show, which has been really exciting.
Like who?
Some people that were on the panel yesterday. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for narrowing it down.
Well, yeah. There's only like 5
and
of us
some people
there.
who weren't.
And that's true too. But you know, I've been on the show for a couple of years now, and you know, I had a couple scenes with Norman and some with Andy. But other than that, it's been with saviors that are all like dead now. Mm-hmm. So this year, it's kind of I'm slowly being integrated into seeing some people that I haven't seen since I had them kneeling in front of me, which has been really interesting and fun.
Norman, I don't believe Daryl has had sex in 8 seasons of the show, at least that we've seen. That we've seen.
He's sneaky.
I don't know.
Maybe he's just shy. He doesn't do it on camera. You know what I mean?
Are you confirming that for us?
I am.
No. You know, I think when it happens, it's going to be a big deal. But I'm glad that we have played him the way we've played him. I think if we would have had some hot, steamy barn sex somewhere, it would be over and done. It wouldn't be a thing. I don't think he's that type of a guy. I think he's the type of guy like when he does it, he'll be in love. Like he will fall in love. I don't think he'll just, I don't think he's that guy. I think he's the type that he wears his heart on his sleeve. Everything he means, he says. When he cares about somebody, he cares about them. And I think that playing it in that direction is better than having, an episode or a scene in one thing. I think it means more to him. I think he's sensitive.
So we know Lauren is in the first half of the season. Not so sure about the second half. Do we need to be worried about Maggie and her fate?
I'd worry about everybody. I mean, that's the nature of the show. But she has a great role to play. Obviously, we've already seen her as a leader. She'll be facing a lot of leadership issues this season. And we also had a great announcement yesterday of welcoming another fantastic woman, Samantha Morton.
As Alpha?
Yes, to the show. So so it just gives you an idea that this show is still evolving and growing, and it's not one that reaches a certain level and then just sort of stops and repeats itself. We are forging new ground.
Lastly, the poster hints at Washington D.C. setting. Can you say whether we're opening this world up to a point where we're going to sort of understand maybe how this zombie apocalypse started?
Robert Kirkman said it yesterday, that the canon now is that it was the meth from Breaking Bad.
Yes, he did say that. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm going with meth from Breaking Bad. But yes, you did see the Capitol in the.
So we'll be in D.C. I mean, you wouldn't have put the Capitol in the poster if we're not going to be in D.C.
That's right.